Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. I am High Lord Tamberlane, and this in front of me is the new SD Cross Silhouette Shin Getter One, which is really special to me because I'm old enough to remember when it first showed up in the old Super Robot Wars F Final, which is really dating myself, but I don't care. Anyway, just like the other previous Super Robot SD Cross Silhouette models, we have the SD mode and the Cross Silhouette mode, which is necessitated by just a few extra joint parts in there. So, quite curious how this stacks up. Quite curious how it looks compared to the Super Minipla Shin Getter One, and we'll take a look at what's inside. As appropriate, our Shin Getter One obviously is going to have the eyes. I don't know why that is, but it's always been the case. Going back to the Getter Robot Girl model, if I remember correctly. Colored runners, inner frame. Sheets. All the basic getter parts. Torso bits. And moving on to the rest of the torso and the foot. Hands, I'm assuming that's the same as the other one, and the lower torso. Finally, we have the directions. This one has the axe, whereas the Super Minipla one had this side. Looks like wings are going to be removable as they are supposed to be. Quite a few sprues in the end. And the directions do have English, so if that's an issue for you, if you can't read Japanese, and even if you can't read Japanese and you're like me and constantly skip over stuff, good sign there. Alright, looks like we're going to start with the head today. Here we have all the head pieces. We're going to attach, if I can figure out how, the main head to the back of the head. Interesting way to have all of those parts come in. The next step is we're going to put the eyes right. So that's two prongs and there's two holes right there. Like so, and then we're going to attach the stickers there. Just so you know, there are two sets of head parts like this that you can swap out. This is the Cross Silhouette mode, and then there's the little bit bigger eyes, which is the SD mode. We have our stickers on. And there we go. Next up, we're going to put the head spikes. Like so. Making sure that the inner part is facing forward, otherwise they're not going to connect. There we have the head. Right here we have all the parts for the upper torso. We have all of the inner frame, the head joint, arm joints, waist joint, and then the actual armor parts. We have the two for the front, back, and then where the Getter tomahawks are supposed to come along, as well as neck. Alright, once we've got the inner frame assembled, first we're going to put the neck armor on. Yeah. Attach the torso armor like so. Green effect part inside. And wonder if I'm putting it on correctly or not. No, we are not. Okay. Alright, it helps when everything's facing the right direction. Finally, we're going to attach the extra deco part here. Going to put the other tomahawk handles, if I can get them in, like so. And there we have the upper torso. Thankfully there's no stickers needed. Those all seem to go down on the legs. Progress. Here we have an example of the upper arm construction. We're going to have the inner joint that connects to the body, the lower joint that connects to the cross silhouette joint, and then this kind of holds it all together when we put it all on. And our final result will look something like this. Then the cross silhouette joint is also removable if you want to have the more SD proportion. So let's get the other piece put together, then we're going to put the lower arms on. So here we have all of our parts laid out to build the forearm. You'll notice we have the joint that actually connects both the upper arm and the hand. The hand has two separate pieces that go on top of this. Please make sure that when you build it, you'll notice, and I mentioned this in another video, even though it's kind of out of focus there, one side is flat. One side's flat. One side is rounded. When you put the hands together, you'll notice one side is rounded. One side is upside down, but it's still flat, and it's kind of keyed that way so you know which hand goes on which side. And you also have the blades there. So I went ahead and built the other one, and you'll notice that you also have to put all of these decals on, which were super thin and actually were one piece, which was kind of surprising. And the blades don't really want to stay without some glue, so keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and finish it up, and then it's time to move on to the legs. So here we have all of the parts laid out for one of the legs. We have the cross silhouette part that's going to go in the middle. We have the upper thigh, which is going to just slide in eventually. Which obviously it doesn't want to right now. Anyway, we'll do that later. You have the color part effect that's going to go on the inside there. Getter Energy or whatever it was called. Gonna have the knee pad here, and then we are going to attach the frame for the foot on the inside there. Put that all together. For the foot itself, I don't like how it's kind of empty on here, but it is what it is. But you're gonna attach one of those cross silhouette joint pieces right there. Pop it all together, put the cross silhouette frame piece in there, and you'll end up with something that looks like this. Now, there was extensive sticker work needed here. You have both the back and the front of the upper thigh, and the pieces going around the knee, as well as down the middle and all around the base of the foot. So, that was kind of challenging getting all those little parts on there, but I'm going to do the same for the other, and then we're going to put everything all together. Finally, our moment of truth, we're going to put the waist together. We can figure out which way it goes. Do need to keep that hole on the back there in case you're going to pose it on any kind of a flight stand. You have a large part right here that's going to just slide into the square crevasse. There we go. And I probably should have put these on ahead of time, but I didn't. Not that it mattered. Alright. We got our legs on. Hooray. And I already got to say this feels a lot better than the cross, not the cross silhouette, the Super Minipla version. There's still stickers needed, so I'm going to put those on, and then we will finish up Shin Getter One. And voila, we have our finished Cross Silhouette Shin Getter One. And I gotta say, I am quite pleased with the overall results, despite needing an awful lot of tiny little sticker decal work. In fact, I even forgot some right here on the forearms, so I had to go back and finish that up. But overall, it looks pretty anime accurate. Only difference is I don't have the wings on. The wings are pretty simple, just the backpack and the wings attached. And finally, we have the big getter box. So how does he stack up? Well, let's see how he looks compared to some of the other models we got laying around over here. Put those wings on because it's only appropriate. So I've got a great Mazinger model here. And I put the cross silhouette parts in just to get a good sense of size. He's pretty similar in size, which I don't know if that's exactly video game or anime accurate, but good enough. For some reason, I think the colors on the Shin Getter work a lot better than they do on the Mazinga. Mazinga's super shiny, and that's probably intentional, but I don't know. The proportions don't look as on as they do for Mazinga as they do for the Shin Getter. But, and again, the Shin Getter has always had these kind of crazy elongated limbs. How about compared to the Super Minipla? Well, I gotta say, if I can get them both on the screen without having their wings in the way, they're pretty similar in size, but I really like the bulky proportions of the Shin Getter one a little bit better. Not to say that the Super Minipla is a bad model by any means. It is a little flimsy, I guess, at the moment, but we're gonna get that fixed up when we get home. I don't have that problem with the Shin Getter here on the Cross Silhouette version. He's just nice and sturdy and stable, and I'm not worrying about much there. Plus, he does have the optional hands here. And there are these extra joints here, so when you do put him in SD mode, his arms actually are able to move a little bit. But overall, he's cheaper than the Super Minipla version. He's just as flexible, if not more so, because of the way his joints work with the cross silhouette frame in there. And you have the option of making him into an SD as well, which I probably won't because he always has had these kind of weird, crazy long proportions. So, it's also a lot cheaper. Retails at 1,800 yen. I was able to get mine for just about 1,200 because he just came out. Thank goodness for sales. And then, you know, the Super Minipla version I think is anywhere from, I've seen 22 to 2,500 yen. So, on the other hand, he has a lot less sticker work other than the chest and the legs. All that funky paneling on the arms is already done. Something to keep in mind. Whereas we had to do it all ourselves with the Cross Silhouette version. I'm happy with my final model, and I'm hoping that Bandai is going to continue the line. Maybe we'll see some more dynamic productions models. Jeeg would be an interesting one, or Shin Jeeg, or Great Mazinkaiser, or Emperor Mazinga, or Mazin Emperor, or whatever it's called, or Mazinga Skull. I mean, there's so many other models that they can add to the line. So, big thumbs up from me, and hopefully this is the start of many more to come. With that said, this is High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching. Check out some of our other videos, and we'll be back for more. See you later. Bye-bye.